I think it's one of the things you look at the end. Once you see something that's a possibility, and you have some players you respect. It's not everybody that you can open that window to, but these are quality people in that room. And because our room is so close, and they're starting to get that kind of feeling where they've been through the wars together. It's their team, and so I think they've taken ownership in this team, and in certain moments I'll solicit their opinion.
Dean, in terms of the salary cap, not just this year but beyond, did getting Williams signed this morning help make that trade go through, or are they two separate entities altogether?
No, it helped me sleep last night, because the thought of what you dread in the building process is taking a step backwards and then rushing to try and take two steps forward. I think the ideal way to build a good team and a foundation is generally it's a methodical process. If you spike too early, chances are you've got some flaws in the foundation, and you don't want to go backwards. And I think that given that we've talked about our skill level, Justin's certainly among the top 3 in our forwards in skill. I just couldn't imagine having to replace that and want to get better in the offseason, because that's where you want to get better. And I don't want to be sitting there and saying, I got to replace this, and then so I'm going back to go where I was and then try and get better. So we're set up now contractually where we can focus entirely on getting better. Obviously Drew's contract's up or whatever, but these aren't guys that aren't going anywhere. We have a couple guys that I think we're going to be able to sign also. So. Internally, but Justin was big, and I think it says a lot. This is an East Coast guy who spent his whole career on the East Coast, and for him to commit here, I don't think would have happened 2 years ago. He fits in with the group, and the other thing about it too is we all get, the sexy thing is always to try and go out and get something new. But you know what? It's the old saying, you got something good. A good player, it's a good person that fits in. That's the smart thing to focus on, and so. I was really excited last night. I think it was a huge thing for the franchise that he took a reasonable number, and now to be able to do the deal the next day, it kind of came together. So to me, that I'm as happy about that as I am about not to belittle the deal, but I'm very much as happy about Justin as I am about this deal. He should be in tomorrow, so he's supposed to get in here about 1 o'clock.
How proud are you of this deal, and how difficult was it to make?
Well, it's hard to explain a level of difficulty. It's more that, once you sketch, it comes down to the final player and putting it together. Once you kind of zero in on a guy, it's more that last stretch there of waiting. Once you see a deal, it's coming together, that makes sense for your team, and then you start getting a little juice. It's usually that last hour and a half where you're waiting to see if it falls through or not that causes more anxiety. It's kind of like the thought process. You use the last month, it all comes down to this. So, but I guess you've been through it before. But you know what, the juice is, hasn't gone away when you get down to those moments. But I think you think of where we were 5 years ago. I can always think of the first 3 years just selling during this period. It's not a lot of fun. Like I always said, we had to do it, but nobody enjoys it. You're essentially making your team worse. And like I said, last year we were kind of a buyer on the perimeter, but it's more the players. I mean, the players are what drove me to this. The way they went on that road trip and said, you know what, Dean, we're for real, and get us some help. And make us a better team without taking anybody out of the room. So it kind of put that's where the push comes, and where you're really saying, you want to help these guys because they deserve it. And we were glad we were able to do it. We're making sense now and for the future. But I'll tell you, like I said, the anxiety, it's a lot more fun than 3 years ago where you're trading guys for picks, but that's part of the process.
Must be nice to have assets down in the farm.
Yeah, well, we talked about that before. That's again, you realize that, a lot of those kids, it's nice to have them for yourself, but also this is the situation where your scouts come through for you. They're always a big part of trades, because if they don't get you the player, this guy said, all 3 elements are necessary to build a team. But if you don't draft, you got no chance to use trades. Free agency is not going to work. It's only free agency without something from within it. So it all starts that the scouts give you the tools to go out and pursue players of this stature at this time.